Okay, recording in progress. Josetta just walked upstairs with a knife and looked pretty threatening. Here we go. Ah. And this is recording now too, so
Oh, no, that's forever there.
Yeah. So can you two, can we start and you guys can just cut and listen? Okay, good, good. We don't cut and listen, right? No, that's fine. March 25th, starting, that's a Tuesday. So that's when we're officially going to start the celebration of the week. There's on the website, on the blog page of our website, I'm populating the things that are going to be happening as we create them. And I'm looking for ideas for Tuesday and Wednesday. Cheryl's going to do cookies for the whole day on Thursday, and nice. Then Friday and Saturday, Jen Banning, Trisha's daughter, will be getting all of our pies. And so I need from you, what kind of pies do you want? Because they have a bunch of different ones. And we're going to have enough so that if people just drop in and don't have appointments, they can still have a piece of pie.
Can we get a list of
Is there a list of pies?
Wait a minute, there's an echo in here.
That's so weird.
Just said it. Just said
We
it.
think a lot.
Oh,
That's right.
I'll print it out. Is there anything like if their pies should all be listed on the website, right?
I believe so.
Okay, I'll print it out.
And then Jen told me that they don't pre-cut them, but they usually cut them in 6 pieces. But she said those would be pretty good size, so you probably want to cut 6 pieces per pie.
Yeah.
And then I think Cheryl said sparkling cider or something for those 2 days. Yes, anybody?
Yeah, we could do sparkling cider.
Or is that too much sweet for the pies? No.
maybe coffee with like good creamers,
Well,
like different types of creamers, like oat milk creamers and things like that.
I've reached out to Heidi, who's one of the managers of 7 or 8 Human Bean locations, asking if they want to participate, and maybe for several days they can provide us with coffee. Because we've given gift certificates to their team several different times, and I thought, well, that would be a good reciprocation. KeyBank also said we might even make a donation. I went, it's not what I was looking for, but that would be fine. We'll make a donation. Like, tell me, like, we're looking for free samples from the bank, of course. And yeah, just thinking about things, because we've still got a little less than a month away, and we have a bunch of people writing things. Judy Hamilton wrote a really nice piece with words that described Edward, because we want to celebrate and give tribute to our founder, because none of us would be here if Edward hadn't come to town, for sure. So anyway, and his Greta, his wife, I've invited her to come and make an appearance, and their youngest son Fleming, who's now 50. Oh my gosh! Yeah, crazy.
That's not old.
I know, but I met him. He was born on my birthday.
Yeah.
When I first started to work here. That's the crazy part about it. So yeah.
You know what you should do, Don, since you want to do a tribute to Edward, and a lot of people don't really know all the details about Edward and how he got. What if you did like little notes and you stuck them around the salon, like, did you know, Edward Wadsworth was founded this year, and did you know Edward worked with Paul Mitchell, or like little blurbs about him, so that people, because I know people like knowing that stuff, but not everybody knows the details of.
I know that for sure.
And what if you did like on the week that people are here for that anniversary, you had like a slideshow going on the TV of different pictures and.
Well, I have hours worth of AM Northwest features that will loop from my smaller throwaway Mac. So it'll just loop through shows that were done in the late 70s, early 80s. And it'll show Edward on there. And I want frames. We're probably going to have to get some more frames, but Win McCormick wrote something really pretty funny, because Win's a crazy guy. Love him. Judy Hamilton wrote something. Richard Herrera wrote something. Some of you, I think, have already read that. We're going to have those framed and around area. Tonight, I'm taking the 1975 photo shoot that's in my office, all the pictures from there, which it's funny because they're kind of dated, but then you look at some and you can see that they've returned with some of those styles
Yeah.
again. Peter, who's Edward's oldest son, he's one of the models in there, and he has what is now used to be the Justin Bieber haircut with the
Yeah.
bangs across the
Yeah.
front. It's just funny how those things. So we're going to have those hanging in here, and the videos playing all day long. And I've put together a little tribute too, but Tony Beckerman, who was the London-based Sassoon person that Edward brought over to the Madison Avenue Salon in '71, he wrote something really nice. That's on our last newsletter, but I'm going to have that printed and hanging up here. And this I like your idea, Sarah, to even be more distinctively descriptive of who Edward was and how we got started. So, but the funny thing is, I went to a hair show in 1974. Some of you heard me that worked right next to me heard me. I went to a hair show at the Greenwood Inn with Margaret Long, who was Edward's first stylist here. Edward wasn't open yet. There was no information about that. And Frank Blair, who owned For Heads Only, which is where he's the one that cut my hair from long to short that made me want to come into the beauty business. And we went to see a Sassoon artist at the Greenwood Inn. Happened to be Tony Beckerman. And I had never heard of Tony Beckerman before, but when I watched him, it changed my whole idea of what you can do with hair. It blew me away. Well, on the way back, because I was driving Frank and Margaret back to their houses. And Frank said, "Did you hear that there's a guy from Sassoon that's going to be opening a salon in Portland soon?" I thought, well, no, I haven't heard that. Like, what's that? Well, come to find out, Edward was at the Tony Beckerman show because he had arrived in Portland and was not yet, it hadn't found a place to open because they were trying to open a school first and then train people, that ended up right here with a 700 square foot spot. So I thought that was interesting. And when I reached out to Tony to ask him to write something, he said, "Absolutely, I loved Edward so much." And here's the funny thing, if you've heard me tell this story, sorry, but Edward helped him with American culture because Tony smoked cigarettes at the time. And in the UK, if you're asking somebody for a cigarette, you use the term fag. And Edward said, whatever you do, ask for a cigarette. Yeah. Don't ask for a fag because you might get something different than what you had intended on. Tony was very, very grateful for that kind of coaching. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was kind of cool to have him. In fact, he wrote it twice. He wrote one, sent it to me, and then he said, "Okay, I cleaned up. It's better grammar." And he sent me the second one. So good guy. And then Philip Mason, who started the first day in Madison Avenue at Sassoon's as assistants, he and Edward, first day, they were there. And Philip went the direction of artistic, and Edward went the direction of management. And Philip, I see a picture of him combing Carol Channing's hair, who was the Hello Dolly star.
Oh, yeah.
So these are icons. Okay, we'll talk. So anyway, that's a little bit of history. I think maybe writing something like that isn't too terribly long for people to read with bullet points. Sarah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Sure, she's on mute.
Can you repeat that?
No, stop it. You are so funny. Thank you very much. So anyway, 70s dress theme. I want everybody, you don't have to do it every single day.
Oh, we're gonna do it.
Well, as some of you are.
We're gonna do
some of our, but we want to take pictures. We want to take pictures of everybody in at least one of their 70s dress theme. And then we're going to let the guests vote on who they think is the best. And that won't be, it'll be throughout that week, but we'll be putting pictures on the website and asking people to vote with a little email that'll like a 70s vote at edwardwadsworth.com. Yeah.
That's cool.
Then the guests, I'm skipping ahead, but the guests, I want to invite them to come in 70s attire. And then we get to vote for them. And there'll be some prizes given. And even people who weren't born in the 70s. There's probably some of those people in this room. Yeah, a lot of people in this room.
I was born in 81. so
Yeah,
I'm
see.
I was born in 80.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
You and I.
So anyway, I'm excited about that. And like, we want to get pictures of us working and all that good stuff throughout that week. And
Oh, I
just
think
make
we'll
it,
work even better for us than 75.
yeah.
And we're gonna play 70s music the whole
Yes.
week,
Time.
Rob.
Yes.
So Rob, just so you know, it is
70s music.
70s music all week.
I hadn't thought of the music, but that's good. Good idea. Good idea.
I'd be happy about that.
I wore Bostonian boutique
Oh.
shoes when I first worked for Richard Herrera.
What was that?
Both Bostonian boutique shoes, which were really high platform, high
Yeah.
heel shoes, and always I was 6'3" then. I've shrunk since, and it was like I was a long way from the chair, but it was cool, and they were patent leather. And then the Earth shoes came into style, so I put Earth shoes on, and I got cramps in my legs so bad because you went from this to this. It was awful. So, but yeah, okay, good. That's awesome. So we're firing Paychex because we've had lots of problems with Paychex. I'm sure some of you are aware of that.
Yes.
And there's a company called Gusto that several of Parker's clients have been working with, and they have like 400,000 customers, and they're out of San Francisco. I'm doing my darndest to get everything in there for everybody by Saturday, so I can submit that. And we'll be, for the time being, we'll just be printing our own checks. We won't even have to wait for
Okay, so.
Paychex to deliver them to the wrong address.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
right.
just have one question on that. Does that mean that our pay periods will stay the same? Yeah.
totally. Nothing's going to change other than who we're doing for. Yeah. Yeah, we could just pay once a year if we wanted. No,
No.
that's not going to work.
No.
A referral program, is everybody tracking who they're giving referral cards to? Don't everybody speak at once, please.
Yes, I am.
Okay, cool. Cool. Remember, there's money in it. 100 for 10. Moolah. Gift packs started sale. We decided to not wait till March 1st. We started on the 25th because that's like 4 weeks from the day of our celebration. So some people have already purchased those. But if guests want to know what's going on, direct them to the edwardwadsworth.com blog, because that's where we'll keep the things that we're adding to that. I've updated some stuff this morning for what's going on that week. For the anniversary, right.
Okay.
Right.
So the blog is on our website?
Yeah, it's a click, it says blog, click it, and you're there.
Okay, so for more information, go to our
Yeah,
website and
exactly.
click on the blog. Okay.
Housekeeping,
No.
garbage tutorial and reminder. You want to cover any of this?
Yeah, well, maybe I won't do the tutorial.
Yeah, that would be.
Huh? I should do the tutorial
Mhm.
right now.
Because he's-
I don't know if anybody can see.
well,
Is this a video?
he's busy. Yeah, hopefully.
Is it a video tutorial?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing.
And the bag.
We just need to tighten up the garbage process. When you're on garbages, you got to do them.
Preach, Parker, preach.
Don't forget, because it's just a lot of forgetting. I've forgotten too. So I get it, but take it upon yourselves to look at the thing every day and just make sure it's not your day. If it's not your day, then as soon as you're done, you can bail. But yeah, got to go around and get all the garbages, because the problem is I think there's a few garbages that are often there's nothing in them, or there's very little in them. And so, if that's the case, you can opt to, if there's one stir stick in one of the sink garbages, you can leave that one there. But you got to check them all, because I think what happens maybe is some of the garbages that are often not very full they get ignored just because you often don't have to change it. But then what happens is invariably that garbage will have a bunch of stuff in it.
And legally, the garbage is under the
shampoo bowls are not supposed to have foils in them.
Yeah, they can't have,
So. we can
Overnight,
get-
overnight,
we
yeah.
can Get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why they need to be, made sure they're.
Yep. Yep. So,
Yes. What happened?
Yeah.
What did you-
yeah, so I think we try to not have,
Yeah.
people on garbages on a day where they're out at 2. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be, now, but it does definitely happen that you might be on garbages and not the last person here. But in that case, what we've always done for years is do all the garbages, but then for colorists, you can have one dedicated garbage, everybody kind of knows, and you can even communicate, garbage are done. If you're a colorist and you know garbage got done, just use that front can or whatever. And then it's your responsibility to take that one and put it downstairs or whatever.
Someone does them when they're already empty, I just throw them in
This
there,
one
I throw it
too.
out all the time.
Yeah, and then this will be the last one used.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just toss it in there.
But the issue really is that all of the garbage cans aren't getting done.
Right.
And then.
Including front desk. A lot of times front desk is overflowing.
Yes, and then it really does look bad to the guests when they come in and see that.
Yeah.
And or the guest goes to use this garbage can for their cleaning and there's no bag in it.
Right. Yeah. Don't do a garbage and not replace the bag. That's a and then particularly with the coffee garbage, sometimes it's done where the bag isn't in there all the way, and so then the bag ends up, something catches on it when somebody throws something away and the bag gets pulled to the bottom, and then wet, dirty, gross stuff gets in there, or it's not done and the bag is hanging out over the edge, and that just doesn't look good or professional. So if any, I was going to do a tutorial on that one, because there's a way to do it where the garbage bag ends get tucked in to the side. Yeah. And that's the way we want to do that one particularly. The rest of them are, if you tie it and just make sure it's on there, that's good. But that one for sure, because it's so visible, and it just looks real rough if there's a bag hanging out over it and stuff.
I know, everybody does it at home.
Right, you know how to do it.
You know how to do it?
So that's that, and then just the dispensary sink is sort of slowly devolved into a more consistent mess, it sounds like and looks like, where there's two main things, I think: color bowls, color bottles, and then dishes.
Yes.
So make sure you clean your own dish if you're going to have it in the sink. It's okay to set it in there, while you're busy, but make sure you come back to it. And then, every day you're responsible for cleaning up all your color stuff.
For the day, or sometimes they get left overnight, but I think 2 weeks ago, there was 4 cups and they got left in there for a whole entire week. So it's that kind of stuff
Yeah.
that I think is what we don't want.
Yeah, just if everybody cleans up a little bit after yourself, observing, because it's real easy to set something down and then get busy, and our ADHD takes over and then we forget. So stop, pause, and go, okay, what do I need to do before I leave? Because if I don't do that, nothing gets done. I mean, if I did that, nobody get paid, and then you'd all be pissed off at me even more than you already are. Put it that way.
Well, if I come in, if I don't do something the day of, then I go to sleep and wake up and I've forgotten about it. It doesn't exist anymore in my brain, So the better we can do at taking care of that stuff the day of. And then also, I think, because I suspect that we all value having the place cleaned, having people clean up after themselves. So also, and I always really like this tactic, we don't have to be shy about, if you're back there, be like, hey, whose bottles are these, right? Or just, it's not like you're barking at somebody, you got to clean these up right now, but it's just like keeping that open dialogue of like, hey, I know those aren't mine, right? Or that's not my cup with the moldy milk in it, right? And, hey, anybody know whose mug this is? And just call it to people's attention, because give each other the benefit of the doubt. Probably just forgot because things are busy. And so if you hold me accountable and I hold you accountable, then it'll probably get done. And then nobody has to, hold me accountable. And then nobody has to feel bad. I don't want anybody to feel bad, you know, because that's not really a thing, but we definitely want to be on that. So.
Yeah, because I think collectively, we all agree that the cleaner the salon looks, the better image
Oh, yeah.
we're projecting, and I like a cleaner.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
So when people use the purple shampoo, it gets real messy. So can you guys just be conscientious of like wiping? 'Cause it like literally strings everywhere and it will drip. It makes a huge mess. So if we can like wipe it down with like the client's like wet towel after we dry off their hair,
That's a good
that would
idea.
be nice because it literally is like such a mess when we use.
Even sitting right here, I see a purple thumbprint on one of the bottles.
Yeah. Good idea, Sarah.
So,
Yeah.
and when I'm cleaning in here, one of the things that I'll pull, like Monday, I guess I was here Monday or Sunday. It was one of those days that all blurred together. I put all the products in the sink. I wiped everything down, the tile on the back. It had all sorts of fun little, it had 70s 70s color on there because it was like tie-dye. But it wipes, I'm glad that wipes up so easily, but it still needs to get wiped up. So yeah. Plus the floor, I'm on my hands and knees, little pieces of drips of the color shampoo that gets on the floor too. Fortunately, it doesn't seem to be staining into the floor like color with peroxide in there. Yeah, the developer, that's going to stain the floor. But anyway, so holding up pretty well, except over my station. I think I need to figure out how to get those little things fixed. It's bothering me big time. So
Here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this floor is not being.
It's an issue.
If we can please, the four of us that are in the back room, try to keep the back counter a little bit nicer. With like putting, scooting the bleach back and then the bottles that we don't keep on the top, putting them away. And I know we do food and stuff like that, but I know when clients walk to the bathroom, they look in there and see that.
it's true.
I know we all get busy. And I think I'm the only one that drives crazy, but we can just try to keep it a little bit
True.
straighter. That would be lovely.
Yeah, be awesome. Can we get everybody's verbal commitment today? Voices? Anybody? Rob, Sarah, Jazz, Bella, Parker,
Yes,
Cheryl?
I will clean my color bottles.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. And I do want to give kudos to our front desk team because they do way more than any of our front desk team has ever done in cleaning behind us and helping us kind of stay tidy looking as much as they possibly can. And still do
Yes.
front desk.
Sorry.
Yes. Thank you, front desk. You're the best.
And I'll make sure Denise.
Front desk, the best.
Yes.
Hey, that rhymes. I like that. No, I didn't send her an invite, so she couldn't have been on.
Yeah.
So. But I'm recording it, so she'll be able to watch it. Cool. Okay, well, bless all of you. Wish each of you a wonderful, productive day and rest of the week. And this recording will be put on our Edward Wadsworth YouTube page for reviewing if you need to. So.
Okay, and I think that on behalf.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
of Dawn.
Thank you, Dawn.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Dawn, for keeping us open.
Thanks for
Yeah.
Thank you, Dawn, for the
It's a
cheese
lot easier than it
bagels.
For sure. that's
Yeah,
it,
thank you for everything. Thank you.
See you soon.
I think between Bella and Josetta, all the bagels are gone.
They're like super fresh, by the way, guys.
too
Yeah,
slow.
they are. So, okay, I'm signing off. See you later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Signing off.
Stop recording.
Yes.